What's going on, guys? Back with our next video. We're going to give you 6 sleepers that'll win you your fantasy league or put you in playoff contention. Let's get straight into it.
All right, so our first sleeper is Jonathon Brooks. I want to take a quick look at this graphic here. So, second round running back since 2012, have had at least one RB2 season in fantasy football, 60.6% of the time. So, this is pretty good odds for Jonathon Brooks, though. So, he was drafted in the second round of the 2023 draft. Coming out of college, was coming off the ACL tear. Then, after just 3 games, only 12 touches, he tore his ACL again in the exact same knee, which he then missed the whole 2025 season because of. Now he's finally back in the field, and with not much competition in Carolina, with no more Daddle and Chuba Hubbard, who lost the spot to Daddle last year, and he only averaged 3.8 yards per carry during that season. So don't be shocked if Brooks is starting over Hubbard by midseason. But I'd say be patient with Brooks start the year, as I expect a committee between Brooks and Hubbard. But when Brooks is seen as a clear, better, and more explosive back, as we saw last year, Canales has no problem with taking away Hubbard snaps. So Brooks is a clear value going in round 12 of drafts, and I feel like he's an automatic click for me there, as he has a potential to be a league-winning running back.
Yeah, 100%. This is the guy they put second round draft capital into. He's a guy that was supposed to be part of this future to help out Bryce Young in this offense. So, I mean, look at his college stats. He had a great third season of college, over 1,100 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can do it like he's pro ready, and he's been pro ready, and hopefully we get a full healthy season out of him because we know the talent we have. And I really think that where you can get him in drafts, see the ADP up top, he can be a solid bench running back and maybe become a starter for you down the mid stretch of the season. And that guy could pay off.
It's really no risk, and it could be a high reward with Jonathon Brooks. I mean, I drafted him 2 years ago. Didn't pan out, but this is the year.
And also, I have a comparison here. I'm not so Frank Gore. He tore his ACL twice coming out of college. So he went into third round of drafts because of that. I'm not saying he's going to turn out into Frank Gore, but there has been people or comparisons like him. So people have turned out coming off of 2 ACL tears.
I mean, Brooks could have went even higher in the second round if he didn't tear his ACL in college. Yeah. That's the talent we know with this player that you can get.
I mean, his college stats are just magnificent. In that year, he was the best running back in college for sure. I mean, it's a great player we're talking about.
I think he was the first running back took it in the 2024 draft, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so our next sleeper, we got Brian Thomas Jr.
I mean, this guy's got all the talent in the world. We saw it a season ago. Finished the wide receiver 4. He had an extreme sophomore slump, but he did battle through injuries, which I'll give him, but still it was an unacceptable season. But he's a guy you can see here that can turn the page. It's been an emphasis in camp that they're trying to get a better connection with Trevor Lawrence like he did with Mac Jones. But after being wide receiver 4 a season ago, we know what he has. His name came up in trade rumors, but that shut down pretty quickly, as the hope is he'll be a key starter and a focal point in this offense like he was a season ago. Because what we can see, what this offense can do with him in it, he's a field stretcher. He could catch touchdowns. He had 10 touchdowns that rookie season. 1,200 yards. He looked like a top 10 wide receiver in football. But after that sophomore slump, it's time we get a third-year jump in this receiver, and hopefully he can get even close to that production. Because where you getting him in drafts, 80, 84, and 63, you can get him. And that value can easily pay off, or it could stay the same. But I really think this player has a hard chance to bust this year. I'm all in on him this year. He's the guy that I would take in a lot of drafts.
The thing about Brian Thomas is this is his second year now with Liam Cohen. I feel like now he can adjust and become a way bigger role in his offense. And, I mean, especially with ETN leaving, there's more targets, limited targets with ETN, but that's still more work in the offense, and he should be in store for a great year.
And I also think year one, so he was really good with Mac Jones. Him and Trevor Lawrence, they really didn't have that good of a connection, so they just need to bind that more. They need to have a better connection. I truly think BTJ would get back to his year one status.
And that's been the emphasis. They need to have a good connection. This is when healthy and when playing at his best, this is a top receiver in football. And where you can get him in drafts, I think it's going to pay off. Age 23, young. Come on.
I mean, he's getting drafted in the same range as Parker Washington, his teammate. And I just feel like the amount of upside he has rather than Washington is just night and day. So,
and Myers is going pretty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. Parker, he was great he was great this season. But I think the upside is
Yeah.
more upside picking Thomas Jr. at that
Yeah.
For
at
sure.
that state round. And our next sleeper is Josh Downs. Here's a guy. The sky's the limit for him right now. They got rid of Pittman. Pierce got a big contract now, so it's all Downs and Pierce. You got Pierce as the field stretcher. I expect a lot more underneath targets for Josh Downs, and I really hope that this is a season where he can play a really big role in this offense. He's got the talent. We've seen it before, especially the ADP you can get him at. The sky's the limit for him. Start us off, Rob.
I mean, so in the 2 games without Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs has 13 catches for 111 yards. That averages to about 7 catches for a little over 50 yards, which is pretty solid game in my opinion. Right now, Josh Downs is getting drafted as the wide receiver 45. He's never finished below wide receiver 44. And you saw him last year. He was not good last year. And he had some great flashes in 2024, which I feel like he can come to that this year. And we know Alec Pierce is a huge deep threat. He averaged 21.3 yards per catch last season, and that really doesn't need much targets, you know? So I feel like Josh Downs is going to be the target machine over there. Also, with Daniel Jones coming off the Achilles tear, he's probably not going to want to run as much, and he's going to want to check down for those short targets for Josh Downs. And he's definitely in store for a much better season. And the where you're drafting him at there's no risk, not at all. So it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, I would also expect him to split a lot of the underneath targets to Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren was still one of the best in fantasy football too. He's a guy we like too. We'll talk about him in a few more videos down the road, but he's a guy I also like this year. Tyler Warren.
Warren will probably be the first option on the team. Well, besides Jonathan Taylor, of course, in the run game. But receiving wise, Warren's going to be the one. But where you're taking Downs, there's literally there's no harm. So
Pittman leaving opens up a lot of the underneath area for this offense, and Shane Steichen's one of the best play callers in football, and I expect this offense to still be one of the better offenses. We don't know what Jones is going to look like after the Achilles, but this offense should be middle of the pack and solid for fantasy. It will score touchdowns, this offense, is my belief.
Yeah. And I think no more Pittman. It opens Downs up to being able to go. He's still going to get his short stuff, but more intermediate stuff now. So, and we've seen Steichen's offense before with the Eagles back in 2022. I mean, Smitty, he was a receiver 2, and he was the receiver 9 that year. Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely possible for a big year for Downs, I'd say.
100%.
Next up for our 4th sleeper, we have Quentin Johnston.
All right, so I want to start off here with the comparison from QJ and Ladd last year. So their stats were very close last season. And as you can see, QJ was actually a little bit better, finishing as a receiver 26 compared to Ladd's receiver 37 finish. And even with this last season, Ladd still goes at a current ADP of 84 compared to we can get QJ an average ADP of 107. So if you're confident with drafting Ladd in round 4, being able to get QJ in round 10 is a great value. Now, QJ weeks 1 through 5 averaged 17.3 points per game, and he was a receiver 8 in that span. But during week 5, QJ sustained a hamstring injury, which caused him to miss week 6. And you can tell off the film that he was not really the same player after. Even though with the injury, weeks 1 through 9, when Joe Alt was healthy, QJ was the receiver 18 in points per game, 3rd in receiving touchdowns, and had over 120 vacated targets. And now Alt and Slater are both back healthy. So being able to get QJ in round 10 as a receiver 53 in drafts is a steal. And he has a monster ceiling in this new McDaniels offense, which Rob will talk about with our next sleeper here.
I like Quentin Johnston too. I mean, this guy was the number 1 waiver pickup after week 1. I dropped him before the season started, and I felt like an idiot. But this guy, I mean, he looked like Herbert's number 1 option for the first half. I would say first half of that fantasy season. But he took a turn after he said the hamstring. He got hurt. Season went downhill. But first round pick, 24 years old. This is year 4 for him now, right? So
yeah, I believe so. Or maybe 5. No, it might be year 5 that they just picked up his year 5
option. Picked up his option? Yeah, I mean, so they clearly do believe in him. They see him a future part if they accepted his 5th-year option. And where you can get him, this is like a wide receiver 4 for you in fantasy with this maybe wide receiver 5, depending on the way you draft with his ADP. I mean, sky's the limit. We've seen the talent. We've seen the touchdown upside with him, and him and Herbert looked like they had a solid connection.
So as a Ladd owner last year, I could honestly just tell that Quentin Johnston was the better player in those first couple of weeks, and I feel like for next year, there's literally no reason why he cannot be this exact same player. Keenan Allen's gone, more targets. So I think Quentin Johnston is gonna have a big year. He is the deep threat on this team, the touchdown leader. So I mean, this is a great pick by us.
I'm going to add something here about Keenan Allen. There is still a chance Keenan Allen comes back to this Chargers team. I saw a report a couple of days ago that they're still interested in bringing back Keenan Allen. So Keenan Allen, I would lower expectations for Quentin Johnston a little bit if Keenan Allen does wind up returning to the Chargers. But if he doesn't, that would open up a lot more targets for Quentin Johnston and Lad
Yep.
McConkey.
I think Keenan does affect Lad a little bit more just because they kind of play the same role. So because
I was gonna say that,
still has the deep targets that he's gonna get.
Yeah, you know Quentin Johnston's an X receiver.
Yeah, exactly.
Keenan definitely hurts Lad in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I could see both QJ and Lad having big years, better years with everyone healthy. I mean, the Chargers' offense was depleted last year, and they still had a pretty solid year, I would say. So,
and the sky's the limit with McDaniel calling those plays.
Yes.
Say that.
Yeah, and that leads us into our fifth sleeper here. We got Justin Herbert.
I mean, Justin Herbert, man, he's being drafted as the quarterback 14 right now. Look at the ADP: 76, 135, 82. Especially ESPN ADP. I don't know what they're doing over there, but that's terrible. So I mean, this guy, we saw what he could do with the healthy offense. When Alt was on the field in the first couple weeks of the season, I think he was quarterback 2. He was so good in that first start of the season. I mean, now we got McDaniel. We saw what he did with Tua in 2023. Tua was a dog. McDaniel is going to make this offense way better. McDaniel has never had a quarterback like Herbert, and Herbert has never had an OC like McDaniel. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for Herbert. He's going to run, too. We saw him run last year. I think what do you have? He had a really good amount of rushing yards last year.
Yeah, it was his best year rushing.
Yeah, so, and we see right here with the pressures. Now with Alt and Slater back healthy, I mean, he's going to have way more time, especially on the tackles. So, this guy's in for a really good season.
My biggest concern with him is health. Obviously, Herbert's a guy you can count him in playing a lot of the games, but there's always a time where he gets hurt, the ankle, the finger, and you know it's going to impact his game. And his game took a hit. But with the healthy offensive line, I truly expect him to stay healthy, healthier than previous seasons, because when healthy, this is probably one of the best offensive lines in football. They have two
best offenses in the league.
Tackles. Slater was out all last year after that big extension they gave him. Alt is one of the best. I mean, what is this year? This is about to be year 3 for him. He's already established himself as one of the best tackles in football as well. So the offense, the sky's the limit, especially Herbert running the show. The way you can get him in drafts, this is the quarterback who can play very solid for you. You don't have to take quarterback early. You get a guy like Herbert, who'll be a good filler. I would expect him to average around 18 to 22 points per game.
I mean, no shade on like a guy like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's a great player, but he's being drafted as I think the quarterback 8 right now, which I mean, there really should be no reason where he's being drafted as quarterback 8 compared to Herbert's quarterback 14. So again, no risk with this pick, and he really could only finish higher than.
But I'm going to take back what you said about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert are very similar in fantasy. They both run a solid amount, and they both throw a lot of touchdowns. So I have no problem with Brock Purdy being drafted at quarterback 8. We'll probably talk about that.
Okay, yeah, I understand, but being 6 spots ahead of him way too
much. It should be way closer.
I agree.
Yeah,
it should be a little closer, but don't underestimate Brock Purdy. I think he's a very good fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, okay.
And also this stat here on the left of the screen, it shows that a 25% increase from just not facing any quick pressure, which Herbert faced all the time last year with the O-line fully depleted. So the O-line being back and healthy, it really is a huge thing for this offense, and that's going to help Herbert get back to maybe what he was back in 2021 or 2022. I'm not saying he's going to have 5,000 passing yards, but get back close to there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to use Hampton a lot too.
Yeah, he's in store for a great season.
I just think that offense is going to score so many points this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's going to be great. It's going to be a great offense to be a part of. I want to have at least one player on my team.
I want to invest a lot of my – when I draft this year, I'm going to take as many Chargers as I can. You know, it's a good offense.
And with our 6th and final sleeper, we have Kaleb Johnson of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kaleb Johnson was a guy that was drafted pretty high last year in drafts. I know I took him in the 5th round in my league. So did a lot of people who drafted somewhat early. But this was a guy that was a back end of the 1st round pick in dynasty leagues. He was a 3rd round pick by Pittsburgh last year. And he was a guy I thought that could compete for the starting job, but he wasn't even 2nd string. He was 3rd string. After that kick return, he messed up in week 2. We really didn't see him at all. We never saw him. Kenneth Gainwell was there, and so was Jalen Warren. Kenneth Gainwell is gone. They did bring in Rico Dowdle. But with the new coach, he did say it's a fresh start. And I expect him to have a fresh start. But at where you can get him with his ADP, if he pans out to be a solid bench running back or handcuff, this pick can pay off. Throughout camp, I've seen him look very quick, and per reports has looked very good. Like I said, he's a guy that invested a 3rd round pick and had a great college career. Hopefully, I think he could turn the page. I mean, this guy had 1,500 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns in 2024 in his last college season. He also caught the ball a decent amount, 22 receptions, coming close to 200 receiving yards. This is a guy who I thought could be the future backfield of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Similar to what Najee Harris was, but in a better way. Not the quickest back, but a hard runner. So hopefully, I think he can, in a way, pay off because you're drafting him so low.
You're drafting him for nothing. If he's going here, average ADP of 215, the last round of your draft, you're drafting here with no risk.
100%.
Literally.
I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I think that he can, in a way, produce you solid bench points and with the upside of becoming a flex down the road if all goes right for him.
I could see him forcing a committee with Warren. I mean, they really didn't. They gave Rico Dowdle what, a 1-year deal? I mean,
I think
so
it's
they don't
2
have.
years, $12 million.
They gave him 2 years. Okay, I mean, still, but that's not a lot of value in a running back. So I could see him taking Rico's job easily, especially if he's showing on a cap. They invested a 3rd round pick in him. So I mean, I could see him and Warren definitely forcing a committee with each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that Mike McCarthy said it's a fresh start.
Yeah.
You know, it's a clean slate for him because after that season, I think he had 22 carries for 68 yards. It was horrible. And he was a healthy scratch a couple times. So I'm hoping he turns the page this year because he's the guy I was high on last year. And I'm not ready to give up on him just yet.
I mean, new coaching staff, fresh start, as you said. There's literally no risk, again, as with most of our players we talked about today. ADP, 215. Come on, like, you're throwing your 15th round pick at him? That's great value over there. So if he winds up panning out, being the RB2 in Pittsburgh, being that handcuff, that'll be a great win for whoever drafts him.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, guys, for watching. We hope you take these picks seriously. We hope that these picks can help you win your league and put up points for you, you know? Like, subscribe, keep following us. We're going to try to do 2 uploads a week and keep you guys coming throughout the summer, man. Let's go.
Let's go, guys. Thank you for watching.